So this is a topic that we always talk about, but stay till the end because I've got something free that I'm gonna give you, okay? So just stay till the end. I promise you it's gonna be worth it, especially to those that are critical about buying licensed and unlicensed brands. I know. James, another video about unlicensed products. No more, man. Just do product comparisons. I know, but we got to talk about this. It being a new year, there's gonna be new collectors out there, right? So we need to talk about a few things when it comes to unlicensed products. Why does James dislike unlicensed products? Now, there's a lot of myths, okay? Unlicensed products aren't crappy per se. Like, they're not a low quality product. Some of their product is actually really high quality. And as some collectors have mentioned, some of their product actually exceeds the quality level of some of the licensed brands, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I guess my principles and value system kind of dissuade me from that. And the irony behind that is when I first started Model Cars Houston and I was like, oh my God, what are all these awesome castings and die casts that these brands make? I was buying this, I was buying that, I was selling this, that. I didn't care if it was a Time Micro, whatever the heck it was back then. I was selling them left and right until I started to see like a Rocket Bunny RX-7 with the Supreme logo on the side. I was like, okay, whoa, time out. What the heck is going on here? There's no way you guys have a Supreme license to sell that die cast. And then upon doing a little bit deeper research, that was when I found out that, hey, wait a minute, these cars are not legit. What the heck's going on here? And then I started comparing it to like Mini GT and Tarmac and Inno at the time. And I saw that they had licenses on their boxes. So that's actually where that stems from when it comes to me and licensed products. And I'm also the type that when I build like my real cars in real life, I tend to stay away from like the knockoffs and the replicas. But there's certain products like a blow-off valve, right? Or maybe even wheels that I tend to stay away from the knockoff or the no-name brand type stuff, the eBay stuff per se, because those to me are critical products that I would feel safer knowing of using a quality product. So I kind of use that mindset for the diecast as well. But not only that, right? Because like I just mentioned, some of the diecasts are superior. They look better. But to me, it's important to be able to give back to the IP, to the manufacturer, what they've built, because they're putting out little miniature versions of something that they're proud of. And so in order to do that legitimately, it's good to be able to have that license. And for brands to be able to collaborate with the automaker or with the aftermarket company, to me, that builds a better relationship. They're able to collaborate a lot smoother. There's a lot of transparency back and forth. They're able to give their buy-in, their take. Again, some of the quality is not as good, but that's something that they can work on together. And so there's no ill will there. When it comes to unlicensed stuff, you can make anything under the sun. Everything gets released. The market gets saturated. Now you've got mixed brands, this, that, and that. Some of the collectors will say, well, James, none of the other brands make it. Well, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you have to buy the unlicensed version just because it doesn't exist. And trust me, there's a whole library of brands and there's a whole library of diecasts out there that haven't been made yet. And it's all just a matter of time, guys. There's no rush, there's no FOMO. If they don't make it by the time we die, oh well, I did not miss out on anything because it's not that serious. But I have my morals and principles and values, and I don't want to impinge on that just because it's a diecast product, if you see what I'm saying. So to me, unlicensed products just have that negative effect when it comes to the market of diecasts. Ultimately, there's so much that even brands like AO Racing themselves cannot do anything about stopping the influx of all these unlicensed brands, right? So eventually, they just had to put a PSA out there saying, hey guys, if you really love us, if you love Rexy and Roxy, just don't buy it, right? That's the only way to be able to combat this because there's so much coming in that there's just no way to stop it. And it doesn't matter how many videos I make or how many times I explain it to people. It's not going to change the fact that people are going to buy whatever they want to buy. And I'm okay with that. You spend your money however you want. My sole purpose is just to educate you guys, especially if you're brand new. It's important, maybe it is important that you buy a licensed product, kind of like it is for me. I don't think anything in the world would ever change my worldview on that. There's nothing that can convince me to buy an unlicensed product. I don't care how well it's made. I don't care if this is the first of its kind. It's just not going to work on me. It's not about having everything and anything. To me, I think it's more important about having something that, you know, is backed, legit. You can walk up to Smokey Nagata or the president of Spoon Sports and have him sign your product without any issue, right? Because some of those guys are actually attentive to know what is legit and what's not. I urge you guys to just check out all the brands, do your due diligence, and make sure that you check out the description below because I've got a brand new free brand guide. This is version 2, okay? There's a version 1 that was for free, but this is gonna be the version 2, which is kind of like an updated version. And there is so much unlicensed stuff versus the licensed stuff. And I think we already know the licensed players, right? They're the guys that are going to the shows. They're the ones that set up those elaborate booths and things like that. So I think we already know who those guys are. But check out the description, grab your latest and greatest free brand guide, and I'll see you guys in the next video.